Can this cologne really match Louis Vuitton? What's up, folks? Thanks for tuning in. In this video, we're comparing one of the hottest fresh fragrance colognes out right now against one of the most legendary fresh summer fragrances there's ever been. And we're talking about Rayhaan Pacific Aura versus Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. And there's the bottle there. I'm going to be straight up. This has been one of the most difficult cologne fragrance comparisons that I've done so far. Because Pacific Chill, it's not just citrus and mint. It's got a really high level, luxury, smooth, airy, fresh, just smells expensive fragrance to it that's going to be really hard to replicate. And I'm really interested in seeing if a cologne fragrance can get close to the really high-end ingredients that they use with Louis Vuitton. So we're going to talk about Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill here. And I do not have the full bottle of this. I bought a 30 ml decant of this. So that's what we're going with. And there's the bottle right there. That's the Pacific Chill bottle. So yeah, we're going to be checking out how this smells real quick. The Louis Vuitton website describes Pacific Chill as having citron, orange, lemon, mint, carrot seeds. I'm reading these because I can't remember them all. Basil, apricot, dates, fig. It's a very fruit heavy fragrance. So we're going to spray this on a tester strip here. Oh yeah, right away you get the bright citrus and that fruity currant. I guess that's a black currant that I'm getting. Yeah, you get that citrus and like a fruity smell right off the rip there. It smells really clean and like uplifting right off the top. It smells really good too. I'm getting a little bit of mint, but it's not much, it's just a little bit. So that's a nice another little level to this as well, that mint. I love mint. I don't like too much of it, but I like just a little bit where you can smell it. And that's where this is. It's got just enough to where you can smell that mint. And it's really nice. I've now had this on the tester strip for a couple minutes now, and as this settles in, it goes from that citrus beginning and then that little mint basil middle there, and now that apricot starting to come through to give it this sweetness there that's really giving this fragrance some personality. A lot of times you'll hear the fragrance communities talk about how this is like a fresh, citrusy, airy, fruity, tropical, soothing fragrance, and I happen to agree. That's exactly what this is. It's very minty, citrusy, airy, smooth, and just smells really good. It's nothing too aggressive. It's a great summertime fragrance. And the great part about this is it doesn't smell synthetic. It smells natural. You can tell they use really high-end ingredients on this, and it's coming through as a natural fragrance and not synthetic. Everything blends together really well, and it's all just coming together very nice. They did a great job with this because it's not harsh, it's not synthetic, it's very smooth and easygoing. And right now, to me, Pacific Chill is giving me very vacation, high-end luxury vacation vibes from the smell of this. It just smells like something that's very high-end that you would want to bring with you on a vacation to the beach or some tropical place somewhere. You would want to have this, and that's what it smells like with the high-end ingredients that they use in this. Nothing's cheap about this, including the price tag, and it's just a great fragrance. So they did a really good job, and it smells really good. It's almost like you're staying on a luxury resort in California or a luxury resort in Bahamas or Jamaica or something like that. It's just a really high-end smelling vacation-like tropical fragrance, and it's amazing. So now let's talk about its competition, the underdog here, Rayhaan Pacific Aura. I've heard a lot about this. I've yet to smell this. I still haven't sprayed it. I'm really interested in smelling this to see how close it comes. Let's check it out. But before we check it out, let's talk about Rayhaan Pacific Aura. Rayhaan Pacific Aura is widely regarded as a inspired fragrance of Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. And they say it's got the same fig, apricot, citrus, airy, fruity, tropical vibe that Pacific Chill has. And we're going to see if that's true or not right now. I'll spray this on the tester strip real quick. Help if I take the top off there. Got a great atomizer. Oh yeah. Yeah, it gets pretty close to the Louis Vuitton opening there. It's got that bright citrus off the top. Lemon, you can tell it's got that orange in there. I can smell the orange. Yeah, it's really close to the Louis Vuitton opener for sure. I'm gonna let this sit on the tester strip for a minute and see how it does after a few minutes. Yeah, immediately. The similarities are there. They are sharing the same DNA on this one for sure. It's opened with that bright citrus note that I was telling you about, the lemon, citrus, orange. Now it's got that little hint of mint that the Louis Vuitton had. It's amazing how that's happening, but it has that just a little bit of a hint of mint as well. I'm gonna be straight up. The opening on this Rayhaan Pacific Aura has surprised me on how close it smells to the Louis Vuitton. In the air, it 1000% smells like Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. But the closer you get to it and the more you smell it, the less natural it smells than Louis Vuitton did. Louis Vuitton smelled very natural. I'm starting to get a little bit of a synthetic smell with this. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. Louis Vuitton didn't have any of that. And I'm getting a little bit of a synthetic vibe off of this. Not much, but just a little bit. And with that being said, it's not terrible. It's not crazy synthetic. It actually smells really good. It's crazy. This smells really good. I like this a lot. You get that bright citrus and then that mint, and it's all coming together. It's got that sweet part coming in like the Pacific Chill did. Citrus, mint, sweet apricot, fig. It's in there. It's really following the same path as the Louis Vuitton, just a little bit less natural. I've seen online where Pacific Aura lacks some of the smoothness that the Pacific Chill from Louis Vuitton has, and I do agree with that, but it's not by much. It's very little actually. It's crazy how close they come to this, but Pacific Aura, it's not that synthetic. It's just that it doesn't smell quite as refined and quite as smooth as the Pacific Chill. Pacific Chill smells smoother and more natural, and Pacific Aura smells louder and more energetic. And honestly, there's probably a lot of people that would rather prefer the louder and more energetic, because you can smell it more than you can smell the Pacific Chill. I definitely can smell more of the Pacific Aura on the tester strip than I can of the Pacific Chill on this tester strip. It's a noticeable difference in how much more this projects than the Louis Vuitton. I guess the best way that I know to explain this right now is that Pacific Aura, it captures the energetic, louder fragrance opposed to the Pacific Chill more luxury, smooth fragrance. The mint and the citrus DNA between the two, very close. When you smell Pacific Chill, everything smells smoother and like more rounder. And when you smell Pacific Aura, it has more of an edginess to it. But then again, price is a gigantic factor in this whole thing. And Pacific Aura, it's coming really close to what Louis Vuitton's Pacific Chill has to offer for a fraction of the price. Performance is kind of interesting here. Pacific Chill smells amazing, but performance has been a knock on that. And that's been a wide criticism of Pacific Chill online, is that it smells really good, but it just doesn't last that long. Whereas Pacific Aura, it's definitely sticking out as the louder fragrance just on the tester strips. I haven't put it on skin, but just on the tester strip, Pacific Aura, it definitely is louder and projects more than the Louis Vuitton is. Pacific Aura smells brighter and more aggressive off the rip, but that's the difference in Pacific Aura and Pacific Chill, is because Pacific Chill, it sits closer to the skin, but it's a smoother fragrance as opposed to the aggressive, more energetic Pacific Aura. Pacific Aura is giving you that better upfront aggressiveness with the louder fragrance, as opposed to Louis Vuitton's better wearing fragrance. It's just a smoother, easier to wear fragrance than the Pacific Aura, because it's not as loud and it won't get as many people in a wad if you overspray on accident. Whereas if you overspray with the Pacific Aura, you might choke a few people out. Pacific Chill, I don't see that being an issue. So, Can Pacific Aura replace Pacific Chill? For some people, for a lot of people, yeah. And I honestly think that if you smell these two side by side a lot, you would be able to tell that the Louis Vuitton is just a more high quality, luxury, high-end fragrance than the Pacific Aura. It just does smell more natural and more refined and smoother than the Pacific Aura. And that's not to say the Pacific Aura doesn't smell good, because it does smell very good. It's a nice fragrance. But you can definitely tell the quality differences in the two. And in saying that, Pacific Aura is a very impressive cologne, and I get the hype behind it now. And this is the first time I've smelled it tonight, and I now understand the hype, because it gets, I would say, 90% close to the Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. It's getting really close for about 1/10 of the price of what you're going to pay for a Louis Vuitton. And that's saying something, and that means a lot to a lot of people, because this is getting really close for a lot less money. So y'all let me know what you think. Do you think Pacific Aura gets close enough to Pacific Chill? Do you think Pacific Chill is justifying all that extra money you're going to have to spend to get that versus the 30 or 40 bucks you're going to have to spend to get the Pacific Aura? Is it justifiable? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate y'all watching. It means a lot. And we're going to be ramping these clone wars up. Y'all stay tuned.